Hello, my name is Adrienne Lee from Adrienne Lee Joywork, and this is your Moonday Message for the week beginning February 3rd, 2020. We just passed Imbolc. Welcome. We are slowly creeping towards spring, and the energy that I'm feeling this week is quite lively. The tarot card that was pulled for this week is the Three of Wands. This card in particular speaks to bringing our attention and our focus onto our work, really bringing our wisdom and our sense of business acumen to the forefront. This is a week for us to really be paying attention to the details and not allowing ourselves to get distracted. We're all going to start feeling the buzz of that spring energy. We start to hear the birds singing more and more. The sun begins to come a little bit earlier each morning, and our bodies and biorhythms will begin to sink into that, and it can often lead our nervous system into a sensation of being overwhelmed, anxiety, buzziness. And so knowing this, knowing that that's what's in the field, knowing that that is what we are walking into cyclically, we can take that information, we can feel into our body and say, oh yes, I feel that. I'm feeling that energetic shift in my body. But right now, I have some work that I need to focus on. This is a week to really focus on our work, our sacred work. What are we doing with our time? How are we serving? How are we in service to our community and our people? And this is really backed by the stones that came forward this week. The first stone is Aquamarine. And Aquamarine speaks to us using our voice, speaking our truth, really utilizing the power and potential of our voice to let the world know what we are all about. And this, in relation to the Three of Wands, is bringing me curiosity about how we show up at work. How are we showing up at work? Do we state our needs? Do we have proper boundaries? Do we work at a job that overworks us and we continue to do so without complaint or without expressing our preferences and needs? But in conjunction with this aquamarine, fluorite also wished to come forth. And fluorite is a master cleanser and is really connected with the fluid systems of the body. It's connected to water. It's an incredibly watery stone. And when I feel this stone, I'm getting the sensation of how are we caring for our bodies, our fleshy transportation units. This is a time where that anxious spring energy begins to rush up our roots, and we may get forgetful. We may start to get really busy. Gardens want to be tended, work wants to be completed. There's just this sensation of stepping out of winter. And these are the times, these transition periods, when it can be so easy to forget about the very real and simple needs of the body. So are you drinking enough water? Are you staying hydrated enough? These transitions, this is where people get sick. This is where the body can suffer the most without real specific care. Making sure we're hydrated, making sure we're eating nourishing foods, making sure that we're not stepping off of our winter regimen just because we're feeling this energy of spring move forth. And how does this relate to work? How does this relate to using our voice? Are we taking care of ourselves at work? Are we truly getting our needs met? Are we taking our lunch breaks? Are we taking the breaks that we are allowed and allotted and using them? Or are we working through? are we working through? And is that an expectation that we have set up for ourselves that really isn't fair to us and isn't really the paradigm that we want to continue supporting? These are the questions that are coming forth. And the word for this week is efficiency. So if you caught this last week, we were in a hermit week where we were really still in the period of conservation. Well, we're still just slowly stepping out of that period. We're not yet in spring. We still have 6-ish weeks before we truly get to that place marker in the cycle of the year. And so even though the sun is coming up earlier, we're feeling this buzz. We're not there yet, so let's still be really efficient in how we use our energy. Let's still make sure that we're building in those rest times that we need, that we're not totally jumping the gun, because again, that's when a cold will set in. We're managing our energy. We're really tending our fire, tending our flame, so that we can stay healthy and whole and show up in the ways we're meant to serve on this planet and in this way. And the animal that was pulled for this week is owl. And owl has so much medicine, but the medicine that I'm really feeling into is in connection with that word efficiency. Owl is quite efficient and silent, and they wait just for that right time to swoop in and get their prey. And they use their energy wisely. They don't go hunting until they feel like it's a sure thing. They don't give away their position. They make sure that things are in their right time and in their preferred timing. They maintain the container. They take good care of themselves. Yeah. And they're also, many of them are night birds. So again, reflecting the bat from last week. We are still in this darkness. We are still in winter. And allowing ourselves to acknowledge that, despite the pace that the Three of Wands and our work may be throwing at us, we're still in that space. We're still in hibernation, moving forward. So how can we honor that for ourselves? How can we honor what really is in this moment without pushing it or without resisting it, but just being with it and caring for ourselves? Yeah, that's the message that is here with me this week. I hope it serves you well. Thanks. See you next Monday.